So I got a text from one of our listeners, and he was actually not Korean. So, but he lives in Ilsan. Anyway, I went after our EBS recording. I went to Costco. Okay, big warehouse.
Okay, yeah.
And so, like, I got a message the next day, like, will you by any chance? And I thought, oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, wow, I better be careful how I behave in public.
Well, I don't think you're going to do anything bad in public.
I know, but it was really interesting.
It is funny, like, it's lovely to get those messages, but then you also start thinking, was my hair okay? Were my clothes okay?
It's so true.
Did I brush my teeth?
Oh my God, did I wash my hair?
Did I smell?
I know. So I did not write you back, but thank you. Yes, that was me. And anyway, it was quite interesting. I'm like, oh, I need to think about this before I step out. I'm such a famous person.
Oh, goodness, Kristen, we're going to see you on some red carpets.
Okay, here we go. We have our health dialogue this month. 30-day health challenge.
Yes.
You know, they have these challenges.
Yeah.
Like the bucket, like something challenge, this challenge, the drop challenge.
Like the push-up challenge.
The push-up challenge, yeah.
Sit-up, they have all of those things.
Yeah, I'm not interested, okay? But maybe we should take interest in a 30-day health challenge.
Okay.
I don't believe in baby steps.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, what is baby step?
So a baby step is a small action that you take towards a goal. It's not a big step. It's just a tiny baby step. Just a small thing to get you going in the right direction.
Now, I always enjoy you here saying tiny. Tiny. And I think our listeners may wonder, what is tiny? What is he saying? Everyone, it is T-I-N-Y.
Yeah.
Tiny. Very, very small.
Very small.
Yeah.
Tiny, tiny.
Tiny, tiny. Okay. Here are some other expressions. Dive into something.
This means to start something, not just a little bit, but full force, very enthusiastically.
Oh, it's kind of like taking that plunge kind of. Okay. How about the big picture?
This means when you're talking about the overall goal or the overall view of something, you're not looking at the details.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue. I noticed you don't have any beer or wine in the fridge. What's up?
I was going to do a no sugar for a month challenge, but I thought it would be just as easy to eliminate alcohol at the same time.
When you start something new, you really like to dive into it.
Well, I looked at the big picture and saw how it's all connected.
You also don't have any bread or pasta.
Yeah, I don't believe in baby steps, so no processed carbs either.
So when you say I don't believe in baby steps, it's almost like I just want to jump into it.
Yeah.
Not little by little. Okay. Taylor says, I noticed you don't have any beer or wine in the fridge. What's up? So here, what Taylor is really saying, you always drink wine or beer. What? There's nothing here. What's going on?
Right. So apparently Brian always has some alcohol in his house. Yeah.
Okay.
And he says, I was going to do a no sugar for a month challenge, but I thought it would be just as easy to eliminate alcohol at the same time.
Okay. So, no sugar for a month challenge.
Yes.
But he's like, that's too easy. Let me just get rid of, alcohol altogether. Oof.
It's a lot to give up all at once.
Can you give up?
Nope.
On what?
Nope. Nope.
That was very immediate answer.
Well, okay, so you know how I gave up caffeine for almost 3 months? No tea, no coffee.
Yeah.
No chocolate.
Right.
Like nothing caffeine.
Yes.
And it just wasn't worth it.
Right.
I didn't feel better. So I don't think I'm going to do that anymore.
All right, that's fine. All right. Taylor says, when you start something new, you really like to dive into it. Okay, so to dive, D-I-V-E, we think of like water and diving into the water.
Yes.
So what does this mean?
So this means you start something fully. You don't do a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
You really go after it.
Got it.
And I'll give you an example. So a few years ago, I started an aquarium at my house.
Oh.
Like a fish tank.
Yes.
But I didn't just like buy one fish. I had like 50 fish at one point. And I bought like these special rocks. I bought rock formation. I had a filter. I had a water heater. I had plants. I got like real plants. And it was my first time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It was a big responsibility. It's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
But I dove into that like kind of home aquarium thing.
That's right.
Yeah. I didn't just do a little bit. I didn't just get like one beta fish.
You're just like my son.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got like 4 fish tanks now.
Oh, 4?
Yeah.
Are you going to start a wheat tip?
You know,
You're going to start selling the quangle? Sell the quangle?
So if you dive into something, it means like you don't slowly get into it. You just jump right in.
Yes.
And start. And do everything that you need to do from the very beginning.
Yes.
Brian says what?
Well, I looked at the big picture and saw how it's all connected.
So why? Is there a small picture?
There can be.
Why is there a big picture here?
Yeah, we don't often say small picture. We more often use the phrase big picture when we're talking about an overall plan or an overall idea or goal. We're trying to get it from beginning to end, and we're not looking at the small details.
Yes, very good. So we're not talking, it's the opposite of details.
Yes.
It's like that big kind of picture of the situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we often use it to talk about, hey, don't forget the reason that you're doing something.
So if someone is just focusing too much on the details, you're going to say, listen, look at the big picture.
Right.
It's almost like you want them to zoom out.
Right. It's like whenever you're in business and like maybe you make paperwork because it helps the business, but then some people focus on the paperwork.
Yeah.
And it slows the business down.
Yeah.
They just always, we have to do the paperwork. There was a problem with this report. You need to redo the report. But then the boss is like, hey, the paperwork isn't important. The thing is to make our business go well.
Yeah.
Look at the big picture. Are the actions you're taking helping us with our final goals?
Very good. We'll give you a few more examples in just a bit. Great expression. And Taylor says, you also don't have any bread or pasta. And Brian says, yeah, I don't believe in baby steps. So no processed carbs either. So again, Brian, it's like all or nothing.
Yes.
He says, I don't believe in baby steps.
Yeah.
So we talked about baby steps. What is I don't believe in?
Right. So first, baby steps are the small steps you take towards a goal.
Step by step.
Step by step. I don't believe in. You're not actually talking about.
I believe in God.
I believe in God. It can be used in that way. The grammar is correct. But here, it's saying that I don't think this is a good thing, or I don't think this is correct for me.
Very good.
And so this one, you're saying that, yeah, other people can do baby steps, but I don't think baby steps are good.
So it's another fancy way of saying, I don't think.
Yeah.
It don't focus on believe, like, I believe in love, or I believe in God. It doesn't carry that much seriousness or weight. It's more, it's a lighter kind of like, no.
It's kind of like your identity. You're saying, I don't do that.
I don't do it.
Other people might do this.
I don't like it.
I don't do babies. I don't believe in baby steps.
Yeah.
I don't do baby steps.
Okay.
I go full force.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so he says he says no processed carbs. And carbs, C-A-R-B-S, is short for carbohydrates.
Yeah.
So processed carbs.
So these are carbohydrates that are take a machine
Yeah.
to do something with.
Cookies.
Cookies.
Cake.
Yeah.
Pizza.
All of that.
All of that.
Everything.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, all carbs are processed.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have to steam rice.
Yeah.
You have to bake bread.
Right.
You have to bake goguma, sweet potatoes.
So that kind of becomes processed.
It kind of becomes processed.
So there is that processed, and then there is another ultra processed.
Yeah.
Which is like really cookies.
Like potato
and
chips.
Potato chips. Those are ultra processed.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and listen to that dialogue one more time. I noticed you don't have any beer or wine in the fridge. What's up?
I was going to do a no sugar for a month challenge, but I thought it would be just as easy to eliminate alcohol at the same time.
When you start something new, you really like to dive into it.
Well, I looked at the big picture and saw how it's all connected.
You also don't have any bread or pasta.
Yeah, I don't believe in baby steps, so no processed carbs either.
It's time for Power Note. Let's dive into it.
Oh.
Okay. That's our first expression. Dive into something means that you start doing something very, very enthusiastically.
Yes.
Almost as if you're not doing little by little. You just go right into it. Okay? With full force.
Yes.
Wow. I can't wait to dive into this book tomorrow.
I'm glad you like it. You mentioned Jill Schramm was your favorite author.
Okay, so maybe you have a favorite author. Imagine the Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
When she came out, J.K. Rowling came out with a new book. You know those kids and adults, they wanted to dive right into it.
Right.
They weren't going to save it
for
later.
Yeah, and that was back before you could buy books online.
Yeah.
You had to wait in line.
That's right.
Outside of a bookstore. Yeah.
As soon as I finish this paper, I'm going to dive into my other homework.
Oh, so this isn't necessarily something that you want to do in a kind of fun way.
Yeah.
But you are starting your homework, and if you're saying dive into your homework, it feels like you're going to work hard on it.
That's
like,
right.
Okay, let's do this.
Right.
What's 2 + 2?
Yeah. It's like you're not putting half of your body in the water.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you do that, you're like, but the other half is still, above water.
Yeah.
Because when you dive in, your whole body plunges into the water.
Right.
So you're fully doing something.
You're fully doing it.
So to dive into something.
Yeah.
How about you? For something new, do you dive into it, or are you cautious? Are you careful?
Oh, no, always dive in.
Oh, yeah.
So like when I take a language, I like to study languages.
Yes.
When I take a new language class, and the first class is the orientation.
Yeah.
They just say, in this class, we will talk about blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, teacher, no, let's just start. I'm ready to dive in.
What's our first lesson?
What is our first lesson? In every class where there's just that explanation, in this course, we will be talking about, rah, rah. Oh, it's the worst day of school.
Oh,
it's the worst.
You're so funny.
Yeah.
And the kid in the back is saying, oh, that kid is so annoying.
Yeah.
That Cameron is so irritating.
I'm the student that other students don't like. I agree.
Okay. The big picture.
Yes.
Which is the general or overall kind of scope of something.
Yeah, the overall idea.
The idea. Okay. Prices have been going up too fast in this city.
Look at the big picture. More tourists mean more money for all businesses.
So you're looking at one little point.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, prices are really going up. But then there's a bigger issue.
Yeah.
Which is, hey, more tourists, more money for the city.
I don't know. That sounds like a rich politician saying that. This doesn't sound like...
That's money for the city, not money for you.
Right? Yeah, oh, yeah.
Right.
That's all tax money. That's not...
Right. When you look at the big picture, failing this test means very little.
Isn't it true? Like, you can say this too. Looking at the big picture of life, for example, all those things you used to care about in elementary school.
Yeah. Or junior high school. I say this to my son all the time. Insel, you have to look at the big picture.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do, though,
It's so
Cameron.
true.
When you're young and little experience, it's hard to look at the big picture.
Right.
If you are able to look at the big picture, that means you're very mature.
Yeah. Or you're old.
Okay.
Like parents, they can see the bigger picture.
Yeah, because they've
had that experience.
But
when you're like a middle school student, a high school student,
Right.
or any kind of student, that's all you know. You don't realize how small it is in comparison.
That's right.
So you have to understand that they don't have that perspective.
Right. So usually you find people who have some wisdom, who have some experiences, who have maturity.
Yeah.
Use this expression.
Yeah.
You need to look at the big picture.
Yeah.
Look at the big picture. It's, it's not like a 19-year-old who will say, look at the big picture.
Right.
Yeah, generally.
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay, baby step.
Yes.
What kind of step is that?
It's just a tiny, tiny step.
Tiny.
It's a small step in the direction of progress.
Yes.
You're going towards a goal.
That's it.
But it's a very small action.
Right. So it's like there are little steps and there's the big goal.
Yes.
I can't learn this new program in a week. It's too hard.
Just start with baby steps. You'll be surprised at how similar it is to the old program.
Right.
Yeah, if you're learning a new program, learning a new
language,
computer language, or, real language, you can't just learn it all at once.
You can't just, all of a sudden speak
No.
English. No, it takes baby steps.
Yep.
Lowering interest rates is a baby step toward fixing the economy.
It's not going to fix everything, and it's not even a big fix, but it's going in the right direction.
It's one step. It's one thing that you should do. Okay. I don't believe in is our power pattern. This pattern is not really talking about your belief system per se, but more about what your kind of...
It's almost like values.
Yes.
Like I do
It's
this
ethical,
or I don't do this.
Right.
This is my life outlook. Right? Let's look at some of the examples.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe in doing anything halfway.
So it's like I either do it all or I do nothing.
Yes.
I don't believe in second chances. If you betray me,
Yeah.
you're
done.
done.
Yeah.
You don't exist in my mind.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Processed carbs. It's our power vocab. Do check out the definition on page 42. And make sure you check out Audio 어학당.
Yeah. So many good shows.
Yeah.
Including ones by us.
I know. Yeah. All right. Have a great day and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.